Hi everyone. So let us discuss today about welding defects and imperfections. Due to the vast nature of this subject, maybe I'll not be able to cover in one video, so I have to make a couple of videos for this subject. So in this video, we will cover understanding of welding imperfections and defects, plus I will also elaborate in detail of one of the imperfection, which is crack. So, welding imperfection or defects are classified as per BS EN ISO 6520 Part 1. That is very important. Let us understand a difference between welding imperfection and defects. So, let's see what is welding imperfection. It is the discontinuity in the weld or a deviation from the intended geometry. Right? So, based on the imperfection, it is not necessary that we reject the workpiece. Let's understand what is defect. So any unacceptable imperfection is called defect. Right? It's let us see there is a minor difference. Imperfection, we are not rejecting any workpiece, whereas in case of the defect, we have to either rectify it or we have to reject it. Now let's see what are the different type of welding imperfections and how they are classified. So in totality, there are majorly six types of major welding imperfections. They are number one, cracks, followed by cavities, solid inclusion, lack of fusion and penetration, imperfect shape and dimensions, and miscellaneous imperfections. So these are the six major categories. In this video, we will try to cover the one of the very severe and important type of imperfection, which is called crack. So what is crack? It is the imperfection which is produced by a local rupture in the solid state, which can arise from effect of cooling or stresses. As you know that during the welding operation, a lot of hot work and the cooling takes place. So these cracks comes because of cooling or the stresses which we are producing due to the simultaneous heating and cooling. And these cracks are the most severe type of imperfection. Why? Because as their geometry is, they results in a very large amount of stresses at the crack tip, right? And that make it more susceptible for the fracture. Now let's see what are the different types of cracks. So the cracks may be longitudinal cracks, right? It can be transverse crack. There may be a different variety of crack which is called radiating cracks. There are crater cracks. Okay, so let us understand slightly in more detail about each of that. Right. So the first one is longitudinal crack. So these are the cracks which essentially are parallel to the axis of the weld. Okay, I'll show you the photograph also. But these cracks can be situated anywhere in the weld metal, at the weld junction, or it may be present into the heat affected zone, or they may be in parent metal also. Right, so you can see in the picture, this picture you can see this crack. So this crack, this is a longitudinal crack because it is along the line of the weld and it is present into the weld metal itself. The second picture you can see that crack which we have encircled it, this is coming into the joint of the weld. Alright, so that is also a type variety of the longitudinal crack. It is very very dangerous. Second type of crack is transverse crack. These are the crack which essentially transfer to the axis of the weld. Right? Again, they can be situated in the weld metal. They can be in HAZ, which is heat affected zone, or in the parent material. You can see in the picture, the three cracks are there, which is transfers to the welding seam. Right? Next type of imperfection in terms of the crack is radiating cracks. So that radiating cracks radiates from a common point. So you can see in the picture also. And similar to the other previous cracks, they can be present into the weld metal. They can be in the heat affected zone or in the parent material. Right? Next type of crack is crater crack. Right? This is very interesting, but equally dangerous also. So these crack in the crater at the end of the weld, which can be longitudinal, it can be transverse, or it can be radiating. Right? You can see in the photographs, the very first one. So this is a radiating type of crack, right? Crater crack. You can see on the other hand the second one, the second photograph, which is again it's a type of radiating crack, right? So this is again a different type of variety of the cracks which we encounter during the welding, right? I'm sure that now you are clear about at least one type of imperfection, which is crack. In my next video I will cover another welding imperfection which is called cavities. So stay tuned, like, subscribe the channel, and you may also suggest the betterment or some of the other topics if you are interested into that. Thank you.